79 years ago, a young, hard-working man in the Navy was in his station aboard the USS Oklahoma off of the coast of Hawaii. What started as a calm Sunday morning turned into chaos when Japanese air fleets stormed the base of Pearl Harbor. Almost 2,500 Americans lost their lives that day, including the man aboard the USS Oklahoma, Louis James Tushla. But today, Louis Tushla is coming home.
It's just so rewarding for us who have come after all these years to be on the scene when his remains returned to Atkinson, because you can imagine how his mother and father, would have longed for that, closure to all of the tragedy, and had to just live with that not there all those years. And so for us to be able to take the place of his parents and siblings and that community, it's just it is just really a humbling and honorable and privileged thing for us to be able to do.
This is Monsignor James Z. Gilg, a retired priest and second cousin of Louis Tushla. He has spent hours researching his fallen relative and owns a collection of photographs and other materials from Tushla's life.
Well, I am one of many people who are the descendants of a couple who came from the Czech Republic to the Hope County, Nebraska in 1881, and their names were Joseph Tushla and Mary Ostrashil. And I am the great grandson of those two, and have just had a real interest in learning as much as I could about our family history.
Louis James Tushla was born on February 13, 1916 to Peter and Susanna Tushla. As a boy, the Atkinson, Nebraska native was active and playful, while also enjoying field work outside.
Louis grew up as a farm boy, helping with the chores and helping with the beautiful gardens that the Tushla families had, and graduated from high school in Atkinson High School in 1934, and then worked around town, helped build a house for his sister Marguerite, and also worked for a big ranch called the Dvorak Brothers Ranch, and then joined the Navy in 1939.
Tushla was accepted into the Navy at the young age of 23. Just 6 months after being denied enlistment.
First time he applied, the records show that he was denied because he had tonsillitis. And so then about 6 months later, he came back and applied the second time and was accepted. So he had his tonsils out in between. And so he probably was inspired by love for his country, by the opportunity to have lots of exploration in his young life, and just decided he would embrace that profession.
Tushla quickly rose the ranks of the Navy, becoming a fireman first class in under 2 years. Hard work was paying off for the man from Atkinson. When the tragic events of Pearl Harbor took place, Louis Tushla's parents didn't know the whereabouts of their son.
There is a copy of a letter that Peter and Susanna Tushla sent to the Navy in January 20th of 1942, saying, "Would you please give us some information about our son? We're afraid that maybe he went down with the ship." So that was on January 20th that they had sent that letter. And his sister Kathleen sent a letter about a month later, again asking for information. And then in February, in late February, then they got the official word that he was pronounced dead, that they decided that he had died in Oklahoma.
On March 27, 2020, after years of analysis, Louis Tushla was identified. Gilg said there was so much work done to find Louis's remains, and that he and the family is grateful.
And then I met a few weeks ago 2 young women who have worked in the lab at Offutt for 3.5 years, focusing on Louis, trying to find Louis's remains. For 3.5 years, think of that, day by day, going through the remains and all this DNA analysis. So, and you think of all of that effort, all of that work, all of the decisions that were made, and then to find them and to have them, preserved and brought to Atkinson again and buried next to his mom and dad. So many things came together to make this happen. It's just really is hard to capture in your mind how wonderful it is.
And today, July 15th, 2021, Louis James Tushla is finally home. From Atkinson, Kaylin Devin and Ryan Pattee, News Channel Nebraska.